Hey there, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new here. Thank you so much for joining me for today's episode of Hashtag Friday Sews. And thank you to Jen from Today in Jen's Sewing Room for starting this awesome hashtag that lets us all get together every week here on YouTube and talk about what we've been sewing, what our plans are, and a little bit about life. So thank you so much, Jen, for starting this hashtag, and to all of the people that make videos and comment and interact, because it's really what makes this community and this hashtag and our weekly get-togethers so fun. So thank you so much to everyone who's watching today. This week I had another really productive sewing week, it felt like. We'll start with what I'm wearing. I have some video to insert over this, so I'll just kind of talk about it. I finished the York top by Seamwork. It is a free pattern. I made a size 12 out of a quilting cotton. Per the instructions, that is exactly what size I should fit in, with about 5 inches of ease at the bust. I don't know if I have a bad concept of how much 5 inches of ease is, or if it wasn't entirely accurate in how big it is. I did not measure the garment. If I can remember, I'll do that and then put a little title down below to say whether my finished garment measurements match theirs or not. But it just feels big. I think it is about a size or two big, honestly. I did make 2 modifications. I moved the dart down 1 inch, which is something I do typically have to do, either 1/2 inch to 1 inch, just for the dart to really point at my apex. But I think that was too much. And I think the dart is too long. It's definitely too long. I used the same length dart they had. I would need to tweak that if I made this again. And I dropped the neckline 1 inch because it felt too high. It just looked like it was going to be very, very high. I am glad I dropped it, because I think I would almost feel like I was being choked if it was another inch higher. So I'm really happy with that adjustment. Oh, and the last thing I changed on it was the back was supposed to close with a tie. You were supposed to take the bias tape from along the collar and extend it out and tie it, but I replaced that with a button and then a fabric loop from the bias tape, just to make it a little more polished of a closure, a little more polished of a finish, in my opinion. Plus I was worried about, like, as you can see, I have all of these little crazy baby hairs that I really am pretty sure would get caught in the tie while I'm trying to tie it. So I got rid of that. So like I said, it is too big. It feels too big. I feel a little, I'm not swimming in it, but it feels a little frumpy. I do like that at the collar, even though it's a wider collar, my bra straps are covered. I don't have to worry about that. And I really like the cuffs. I really like how the sleeves turned out. I would definitely use these sleeves on something again. I did French seam everything and then did a Hong Kong finish for the sleeves, which they do suggest in the instructions. They say you could try that. It is a really, really good pattern if you want to practice some techniques. Like if you want to practice French seaming, if you want to practice a Hong Kong finish, it's really great for that. I just made it out of this organic quilting cotton from Joann's, which is comfortable and will soften a lot more over time. Another thing I guess I didn't pay attention to on the fabric, let me see if I can show you, this is kind of weird, is these lines where the pattern repeats stick out to me. Because like I wanted it from afar to kind of just look like it was one tone, one color, but these stripes really stand out to me and I don't love that either. So overall, I don't know if I'd make it again. I'm not saying I will never make it again. It was very easy to sew. It's a free pattern. A good opportunity to practice some skills. And I think the elements of it are a cute top and I like the idea of it. I just don't like the result I got personally. So I don't know, I might make it again in the future. I might not. I'm not dying to make another one right now, but I still have the printout of it and I would be willing to try it again a size or two smaller and play around with these darts some more. But other than that, I'll wear it, and I'll keep it in my closet because I think it's totally normal to fluctuate sizes, and it might fit me better one day. So yeah, that is the York top, and is not actually the first thing I did. Friday night, Adam was out of town for the whole weekend actually. So I, after I got Brady to bed, I spent the night making Izzy's mug rug, and it turned out so cute. I mentioned last week that I've been like jonesing to quilt. I've been in a quilty mood, and I have also wanted to practice machine binding. So first of all, the front is super cute. I went with pretty much the same colors as her, but mine are a little more pastel-y and calmed down, whereas her example was very vibrant. But I like how this turned out. I had this blue that I got from my mom. Just she had it in her stash and she let me pick through at some point. So I got this from her. I actually probably got all of these from her. And I just thought that made great water. So anyway, I quilted it like Izzy did too. The machine binding, I followed her tutorial on the machine binding, and she makes, I mentioned this in the last couple videos actually, I think, she makes wonderful tutorials. And I think my problem is, so it's okay. It's not very even. I think my problem is that I'm not being accurate enough when I attach it to the front of the quilt with the 1/4 inch seam. I have a 1/4 inch foot, but I think I'm just not, maybe I'm not squaring it up well enough, or I'm not being accurate enough with the 1/4 inch, and that's setting me up for failure on the back side. I don't love the little flappy that you get. I mean, you're gonna get that no matter what you do really with machine binding the whole thing. But yeah, I don't love the little flappy. I think I wouldn't mind it so much if I was more even, but like, look, it's kind of rough. So, more opportunities to practice. I will continue to practice it because even if it is not going to be my preferred way of binding quilted items or anything, I do want to be good at it because it'll be nice to be able to do it well if I'm in a hurry or something. So I really like how this turned out. It's super cute. It was a fun little like Friday night project for me. And yeah, it gave me an opportunity to practice my machine binding. I will continue to practice. This is better than previous attempts, believe it or not. So I'm getting better. I just need to keep practicing. And this is a great way to do that. Speaking of binding, I finished hand sewing the binding on the second baby quilt. I have 2 of these that I made back in, I think, June, that are identical. I quilted them with this, you can see really well on the back. Well, maybe not. Fun loops. And I did sew the binding down by hand on these because I like how it ends up flush, but it does take longer. And then I washed them. I really like how the crinkle turned out in these. It's kind of hard to tell on camera, I bet. It's just a little bit of a crinkle. I do not pre-wash my quilting fabric because I like the extra bit of crinkle when you wash it and it shrinks up just a little bit. It's a controversial topic. I don't pre-wash my quilting fabric. But yeah, so I have 2 of these now that match. And once I get pictures of them and stuff, they will be going up on Etsy for sale. I have an Etsy store with my mom and sister. My mom and I sew, and my sister does kind of the like the posting and stuff like that. It's pretty fledgling. We started it this year, but I now have 2. So I thought these would be fun for twins, perhaps, or siblings. If like the older sibling wants to have something to bond with their new sibling about, I don't know. I just thought it would be cute to have 2 up there because they match. So I finished, the one was already done. I finished the second one, I buried the threads and washed them. So that was nice to finally check off. Speaking of the Etsy store, apparently I was just in a mood to sew things for the shop. I worked on some soup cozies. These are 2 completed ones that I sewed a while ago, months ago, that have little hanging loops. They are reversible, so you can use them either way. Microwave safe, or you get your hot bowl out, put it in here, whatever. Super cute, super easy, great gift ideas if you're looking for something simple to make for some people. And then I have another stack of them ready to put together. The last thing I accomplished this week was I sewed Simplicity 2668 View D, little bloomers with no embellishments, out of this really sheer blue fabric I thrifted while we were on vacation a couple weeks ago. I also thrifted this pattern on that trip, and she wears cloth diapers, so I'm not worried about people being able to see that she has a diaper on or anything, so I don't really care that it's sheer, but she can pull the Velcro. Some of her cloth diapers are Velcro and some are snaps, but the ones that are Velcro, it's thick enough that she can pull it and take them off. So she has to wear something over the cloth diaper if she has a dress on, or it's just a shirt and not like a onesie, which is kind of more where her wardrobe is going at this point now that she can walk. So I just made these. They were so fast, so easy. Elastic on the legs that made these little ruffles. Ooh, thread. And then, yeah, elastic waist. So they look pretty big, but they're really not. I put them on her, and especially with the cloth diaper, because it adds a lot of bulk. They fit her well. So that'll be perfect to go under some little dresses and stuff now that she is literally a toddler. Okay, so for next week, I realized a couple days ago that we are being packed next week to move. And so I need to figure out what I want to take with me. I've been cutting so much. I cut 2 more things, something for Brady and something for myself. So I think I'm done cutting. I don't know why. I got in such a cutting groove, which is not super usual for me. So I was cutting everything. Now I need to sit down and pick out what I actually want to keep with me, because they're going to pack up everything. We shouldn't have to wait too terribly long to get it, but I do want to keep a couple projects with me. And if I have time before they pack us up, then I will probably just work on some of these, something really easy. And my mother-in-law will be here this weekend, and I have 2 dresses of hers that I told her I would alter. One I already did. It was just shortening the straps. And then this one is one of those dresses that has become really popular, like the athletic tennis style dress that has a whole bodysuit built in. Well, she needs the sides taken in, which I didn't think about it before I said yes. And I told my husband, from now on, no matter who asks, no matter how much I love them, because I love my mother-in-law very much, I'm saying no. I can sew, but I'm not altering for you. That it's not fun for me. Because, so it has come in an inch on each side, which requires, please comment below if you have a better way of doing this, because I want to do this the easiest way possible. The way I'm thinking of it, I have to take the bodysuit apart from the outer dress, not completely, but enough that I can pull in the inch from both parts and then put that side seam back together, which wouldn't be awful, except it is, of course, an athletic type garment. So you have bra pads that insert, and of course the insert is on the side. So I need to redo that an inch in, because I thought about just like basically taking an inch off of the back panel and moving this back, but then I was worried it would mess with the fit. And then also, so there's this section that has the built-in bra. There's a middle, let's see if I can show you, a middle section around your waist, and then the shorts. The side seam is only in those first 2 sections, but I'm not doing an inch the whole way down anyway, just an inch kind of along her ribs, and then kind of tapering back out to where the dress naturally is. But so I'm gonna work on that since she'll be here, and I'll keep this as one of my projects to work on. But I'm just like, why did I agree to do this? And I know if I told her right now, like, I don't want to do it, it's not fun for me and it's harder than I thought it would be, she would be totally fine with it. She would take it back, she would take it to a professional. But now I feel like I can't let the dress beat me, and I need to do it. So I'll be working on that and the stoop cozies, and that's probably about it, besides all the other little projects I'm going to keep out. I did not get to work on my floral rail fence quilt at all that I showed last week, but that's fine. It's just kind of a project to always have in the background for when I feel like it. Hi, Papa. Copper's here. I'll insert a picture of sweet old Copper. Enjoy the move. Okay, so speaking of the move and speaking of life, yeah, they're coming to pack us next week. My mother-in-law gets here this weekend. Adam and I are going to a concert this weekend. We're going to see Ghost. They're a Swedish rock band. We're really excited. We really like Ghost. It will be a pretty cool concert. So we're going to that. I hear my family. So yeah, we are going to the concert on Sunday, and then they're coming on Tuesday to start packing us, and that's what we'll spend the week doing. So I don't really think I will get much sewing done. But yeah, that is about it. And then next Friday, Adam is taking his board certification. So I don't know if I'll be able to get a video out next Friday. They will be loading everything onto the moving truck, and he'll be taking his test. So we'll see. Hopefully I will still get one out. Hopefully I'll still have something to show you because I would like to squeeze in some sewing time. There's a baby. It's a naked baby. She just took a bath. Okay, well, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for joining me this week. Please comment down below what you are working on these days. And if you've ever moved, what projects you took with you, if you actually ended up sewing the projects you took with you, and what you would have done differently. I know a couple people have been doing this lately. Diana from The Wandering Sewist and Tiffany from Hoosier Handmade are two that come to mind from recent history that have brought projects with them mid moves and stuff like that. So yeah, comment below if you've ever done that and let me know how it went because I'm curious to know. Have a wonderful weekend and I will see you next week.